What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy King Gabe, and well, you click this video, you know what we're about to get into. The Yu-Gi-Oh manga, as I stated in a community post, and also mentioned in at the end of my last toy review. Yep, I was going to be getting into this, reading. Not only reading through the Yu-Gi-Oh manga, but also giving a slight review of what I read, issue by issue, of course. That way, when, put a whole lot on one video, trying to... multi-parters, there are some multi-parters in this manga. It might still be issue by issue. It just all depends. But I'll let you know when we get to that. If because I kind of personally cliffhangers kind of irritate me sometimes. I know they happen. I know that's a part of different shows and comics and stuff like that. But yeah, you know how especially if you grew up like me on Saturday mornings before the internet got real big and all that, early 2090s, and you're watching especially like me and my sister Casey were watching Yu-Gi-Oh, and all of a sudden it get to for instance the episode when Merrick got punched by Obelisk. I will not be destroyed. To be continued. No! Gotta wait a whole week before we come back the next Saturday and see him like this in the camera. Yeah, I was like, Case, imagine if you open your door and see that. It's like, oh boy. So, as Crunk say, good times though, good times. So let's relive some of those good times with the manga. Yeah, we're gonna start with the first issue. Definite respect to Kazuki Takahashi. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right there. But definite respect to him. God rest his soul. He really gave you gave us a really good thing with this here. You started off making just this manga where, boy named Yugi gets this other spirit from the Millennium Puzzle and does all these games and stuff. Next thing you know, Duel Monsters was introduced, and we got all the TV shows here in America, Duelist Kingdom and Battle City, all that, the GX, 5D, so on and so on, and then all the Duel Monster cards we play with to, people have tournaments in the real world and stuff. You really created something, man. And to think this actually, I don't know how far he intended to go when he first started doing this, though. I know, according to a video I looked up when I was looking up stuff about him, he actually was told that he wouldn't be a great manga writer by his teacher. Ouch! Really, teachers. Little note to teachers: do not ever discourage your students. I mean, I get, you don't, okay, this is class time, not to, like when I was in school, be caught drawing when I'm supposed to be doing my work, like, hey, put that away, it's time for work. Okay, that's one thing, but don't ever discourage your students, like, oh, they're never gonna amount to anything, or you're not gonna be this or that. Don't ever discourage them like that. Because you could really, may not happen, maybe not everybody, but there are some people you could actually scar mentally like that. I'm just saying. So, yeah, this he really came through with something. Even being told that he wasn't going to be anything. I bet Dr. Seuss, God rest his soul, he could really relate to Kazuki Takahashi. Yeah, Dr. Seuss, because he was actually ridiculed about the stuff he wrote, and now his abstract writings and stuff are one of the best kinds of children book. You know, with the Grinch and the Green Eggs and Ham, the Cat in the Hat. Not the Mike Myers version, but the Lorax and all that. You know, so yeah, you never know where great art will come from. So yeah, don't be so quick to discourage people. You know, because that could be your very next great writer. So, for all that said, for today's video, we're going to read the first issue, and I will give my thoughts on it. And in reading it, now how I'm gonna do this, because unlike Linkara, I don't have for I could possibly scan this, like, you know, open it up and put it on the scanner, but it just me. I don't really think it's just not in me to do that there. And I could look up pictures online to put up here as I'm, you know, reading it to you, but I don't have. But yeah, I just kind of want to do it like this here, you know, where you're looking at me read it. What I will do the voices of the different characters when I read it. You know, like Joey Wheeler. Mostly like the English dub voice. I would do their Japanese voices, but the English voices are a little bit more distinct. Nothing against the Japanese, nothing against that. And there's a lot of good stuff when you look at the Japanese versions of, you know, this kind of thing, like especially the Season 0 anime version. This is actually a little darker than even the Season 0 anime version, and unlike the anime Season 0, it doesn't have Miho in there, but probably one reason because it's connected to a different version of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist that we have here in America. You know, It's Time to Duel, so there's that. But yeah, the English, but if you look at the Jap, but definitely I encourage you, you know, places like Crunchyroll or any other place that has the Japanese dub of, you know, not only Season 0, but even just the regular Yu-Gi-Oh! That we got here in America, the Duel Monsters one. Definitely look up the Japanese version of that. There's a lot to it, and you can learn, and there's a lot you can get from it, that, you know, of course, 4Kids cut out. That's like, wow. Especially Waking the Dragons. I'm not going to say Waking the Dragons is not completely my favorite as far as next to, like, say, Duelist Kingdom or Battle City. Battle City is definitely my favorite. I'm going to say it right now. Battle City is my favorite arc. I do like Duelist Kingdom. That's where it started from, and that was what, you know, introduced me to Yu-Gi-Oh! But I really love Battle City when because of those dual discs and all that, and the plot that was in that arc, especially the finals and stuff like that. Virtual World was pretty good. It's pretty good. I like the Deck Masters. Waking the Dragons, I did like it to an extent, and then it was kind of off and on because of the stuff that was happening when I looked at the English dub of it, like Mai turning evil and stuff like that. But when I look at the Japanese version of all this, and then got to Waking the Dragons Japanese, I was like, okay, not completely, like, okay, you know, not completely, but I was actually into it more so than this English dub, the Waking the Dragons, because a lot of stuff was explained, and even with my story was a lot better, well, I think a lot better explained in the Japanese version, yeah. I actually could see where Mai was coming from, and even the other guys in Waking the Dragons from the Japanese version. Like I say, you know, yeah. So and of course, like the Japanese version of the Battle City arc, the opening for the Japanese version of Waking the Dragons. Oh my God, that is great. It's to the Genos, the Genos, the Genos, the only day it got on sound. Oh my goodness, ooh, it really sounds really good to hear that opening. And yeah, I was like, okay, you got me, I'll watch you. Okay. I'll watch you. And yeah, but like I say, it actually, that opening is actually on level with the Battle City Japanese opening. Yeah, do you not eat again? And of course, the English dub Battle City opening. Like, whoa! Golly, okay, I'm hooked. Let's watch. Your move. Yeah, you know I get up on Saturday mornings to see that. So, yep. So, yeah. Sorry, I had to rant about. I had to get that out. So, at least that's actually giving Kazuki Takahashi some more praise for his work there. Hey. Yep. But he's probably smiling from the heavens to look at this video. So yep. So let's go into this now. One thing I will say, when I do the voices, like I say, hey, Yuki, I do my best with them and everything. Now, as far as the female voices, they're probably not gonna sound perfect. I'm just telling you right now, they're not gonna sound too perfect. That's not a strong point of mine with female voices. Some female voices, yeah, I could do pretty good. Pull, crunk, to the secret lab. Pull the lever, crunk. Yeah, voices like that. Or even voices like this, what I did for Holy Audrey, back when I did when Brownie Reactions was a thing, and I voiced Holy Audrey from the VKs, or I guess AKs technically, ever so much. Yeah, but yeah, I'm just letting you know, it's not always a guaranteed thing that the female voice I do is gonna be completely perfect. It's not guaranteed. But there is one thing I can definitely tell you right now. When I do Taya's voice, I am not doing a Miss Piggy voice like Little Karibo did. Yes, I said it. I'm not doing the Piggy voice that Little Karibo do. I have nothing against Miss Piggy. Miss Piggy is actually a really good character in the Muppets. She's really good with Kermit the Frog. Hiya! Yeah. So nothing against Miss Piggy. Love her in the Muppets movie, but that's not Taya. Yeah, for Miss Piggy, that works. I'm fine with that. That's the way she's supposed to be. She is who she is, and I accept her for that, along with the other Muppets like Kermit and stuff. But But that is not the voice you want to be reading for any of these girls in the books, but especially Taya. No, that does not. That is just really insulting. Yeah, for Taya's voice. Yeah. Ugh. So yeah, I would actually, just like with Joey, Tristan, and the others, I try to do as close as I can to pretty much their English dub voices for all of them. So yeah, so just bear with that. But like I say again, I'm definitely in the process of doing that. I am definitely gonna do it to the best of my abilities to really show more respect to this as a fan, and not come off as somebody doing a riff of it. Yeah, because I'm sorry, people try to defend Lil Karibo, saying, well, he was a fan. If he wasn't a fan, he wouldn't have done the abridged series. But let me tell you, majority, there's a few things that is funny in the abridged series, like Thousands of Miles Away and Screw the Rules, I Have Money, and Freaky Fish Guy, or Joey's Creepy Chin. But other than a few little jokes here and there, or even the DBZ reference in the virtual world, when they played the Dragon Ball Z theme, yes, I actually sat through the first season of abridged series. But like I say, other than here and there, majority of the abridged series is very cringing and comes off as something you would expect from probably hearing somebody riff on the original Yu-Gi-Oh series, like somebody who doesn't like Yu-Gi-Oh and was like, oh, I'm just gonna do a riff and make fun of it, you know. That I would expect what's in the abridged Yu-Gi-Oh to be from a person like that, not from a fan. Yeah. So, yeah, a particular certain someone that does riffs of anime is consisting of Muppets. So, yeah. So with that said, as Linkara say, let's dig into the first issue of Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, just Yu-Gi-Oh! Because then later it gets called Duelist, but yeah, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga Series. As you can see, this book actually contains volumes 1, 2, and 3, and each volume has more than one issue in it. So, but again, we're covering the first issue today in this video. So, yes, the Yu-Gi-Oh! And a little note from Kazuki Takahashi, 1997. Yes, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Graphic novel has been released. For all of you who have purchased this, thank you so much. You're very welcome, Takahashi. From me, and I know from my sister as well, because thanks to my sister, I got into your franchise. You really, I would really say give my sister Casey a lot of thanks, because she's the reason that, you know, I did watch it before I met her, but she's the reason that I understand what you wrote. Yep. Please say thank you so much. For those of you who are borrowing it from your friends, please buy one. It sounds weird for the artist to be saying this. I don't think you're weird, buddy. But I think that Yu-Gi-Oh! is a kind of strange story, but a good strange story. Although at first I wanted to create a story that centered around the mysterious and everyday life, but before I realized it, I incorporated this and that, saying so many different things. I hope y'all become good friends of Yugi, Jonochi, and Anzu. Oh, and don't forget Honda. Which, of course, you know, English, we got Yugi, Joey, Tristan, and Taya. The artist slash author, kind of like myself, you know, write some of my stuff and illustrate it. Kazuki Takahashi first tried to break into the manga business in 1982. Wow! I guess I kind of could relate, because I get when, because I'm trying to, you know, let's see, this was first, he started writing the Yu-Gi-Oh! Thing in 1997, because there were other works that he did before Yu-Gi-Oh! Which really kind of became his main thing when he started Yu-Gi-Oh! 1997, and he started and he broke into the business in 1982, 6 years before I was born. Well, let's see, 2011, I started writing my Heroes of Dream novel. That was the first set of books that I actually got published, even before I got into comic books. And 2017, that's when I wrote my first comic, which started the Star Striker series. And now we're in 2022. So actually, last year. So I'm about a year late, but last year would have been the 10th anniversary since I first started writing, just like since I first got published. So yeah, in 1982. So it took him about 15 years before he got what we have before he started this and made it, and then of course evolved from this into, you know, TV and stuff. So that just goes to show you, sometimes it takes time to really get somewhere in this kind of business. Just take it from Kakazu. Yeah, so I mean, you see me, I'm like I just mentioned, 2011 Heroes of Dreams, and now I've actually because it took 15 years for him to get to Yu-Gi-Oh. So yeah, I'm pretty close to that. 11 years I've started with this Yumeko thing. Actually, kind of last year, but yeah, I'm actually about to start illustrating the first issue of the 10 rough drafts I wrote. So yeah, it's that's why when you get into stuff like this, you got to make sure it's something you really want to do, something that you enjoy, because yeah, it could take some time to really get this thing started. Yeah, so just like I say, that's a note take from Kazuki. Respect. But success eluded him until Yu-Gi-Oh! Debuted in the Japanese weekly Shonen Jump magazine in 1996. So technically 14 years, but yeah. And then I guess from there he actually, made, the issues. But he started off in the Shonen Jump magazine. Yeah. So Yu-Gi-Oh's themes of friendship and competition, together with Takahashi's weird and wonderful art, yes, very wonderful, soon became enormously successful, spawning a real-world card game, video games, 2 anime series. Oh boy, I gotta mention again that my sister got me into. Thank you, Casey. A lifelong gamer, Takashi enjoys shogi. Shogi, Japanese chess. That's interesting. Might possibly play that, but better not play it with Linkara after the review of Pokemon 2000. You want to play a game of shogi? No shogi. Yeah, that's a joke, by the way, because they mentioned in Pokemon 2000 review. It's just a joke. I'm not insulting Linkara. Yeah, so Mahjong, the traditional Chinese Tao game, card games, tabletop RPGs, among other games, and so much more, of course. Yeah, so quite a bit. Yeah. And also duly note, I meant since I brought up the whole thing of the cringiness of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series from Little Karibo. Let me make this clear. I'm not insulting him as a person, though. I'm not sure what his real name is. I know that's what he goes by on YouTube. I'm not insulting the person himself who's behind doing this. I don't know what he's like outside of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, what he does, what else he does outside, just his daily life. For all I know, he might be a person like Aladdin giving his bread to starving children, for all I know. And that's good. But my criticism toward him goes to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series, not him as a person. Just to make that clear. Is to the Abridged series, just like say for instance with Zack Snyder, which he did a really good job doing his Justice League movie. It's a very long movie, but he did a good job with it, and I enjoy it. Now some of the other movies that came before it, BBS, Batman vs Superman, it's okay, but not that good, and there's a lot of criticism toward it. But even if I were even if I gave criticism toward even just this movie, just for example, if I criticized this movie or Batman vs Superman, I still would not be talking about Zack Snyder himself, because Zack Snyder actually is a really good dude, and I've even seen evidence of it. Yeah, because they've shown where how he responded to criticism, and he was actually pretty cool. He actually listened to the people, which is why he made this movie. I mean, he really put a lot. I think he put more into this movie than any of his other previous movies because of the criticism. So, yeah, that just show you. Even if a person makes something that's bad that you don't like, the person themselves might not, is probably not all that, is probably still a good person there. So, like I say, just to clear that air up, be like, oh, why you keep bashing on Little Karibo? I bashed on his abridged series. Little Karibo, probably a dude at the bar. Probably a dude at the bar you just sit with, and so how was work today? So, yeah, just making that clear. Now, let's go into here. Yu-Gi-Oh! Volume, starting with the Millennium Puzzle, which actually is Duel 1, the Puzzle of the Gods. Now, we'll show you these pictures here. Like that. Now, I will go back and show the other pictures during my review. I'm gonna do a review of this after I read it, so I will show the pictures then. That way, I wanted to stop reading to keep doing that there. So, dude, hey, it's lunchtime. Let's play basketball. We'll let the girls play too. Hey, Yugi, quit playing games by yourself and come play basketball for once. Oh, that's okay. I think my team would just lose. I wish I could play my kind of games with everyone. I always bring a lot in my book bag. But I know I'll finish it today. The puzzle I always carry around. My greatest treasure is in this box, but you have to keep it a secret. The riddle is a hint. Something you see, but have never seen before. What do you think it is? And the answer is... hey! Hey, Yugi. What you talking to yourself about? You win the prize for creepy? Your greatest treasure. Something you've seen but haven't seen before? How pathetic. Looky! Give it back, Honda! Give it back! Pass, Janochi! Ah, be careful! Jeez. Only a girl would care about a box. Watching you really makes me sick and pisses me off. So, you know, Yugi, I'm gonna teach you to be a man. So you want this box back? Give me all you got. Come on. Give it to me right here. I hate fighting! Ah, shut up. You got no guts. Anyway, please give it back. No way. What's in here anyway? Let's take a peek. You can look, but don't lose anything. It's really important to me. How dumb. Here, Honda. If you think it's dumb, give it back to Yugi. Mazaki! Anzu! Nice catch! This is Anzu Mazaki. She's been my friend since elementary. She's kind of pushy, but really nice. You know, bullies who pick on little kids are what's dumb. Get out of here! Damn meddling girl! I'll get you back. You won't. Don't you forget. Here you go. It's something special, right? Thank you, Anzu. Wow, Anzu. One word from you and they ran away. Their heads swell up if you don't knock them down once in a while. You gotta be a little tougher, Yugi. All the guys here are like that. On the basketball court, I thought the guys were passing to the girls a lot. And I found out they were peeking when the girls made their shots, the jerks. I quit and came in. Never play basketball in a skirt. What are you thinking, Yugi? Basketball! Good! Uh-huh! By the way, Yugi, what's in this anyway? Oh, that's right. You haven't seen this yet, Anzu. If you promise to keep it a secret, I'll show you. Okay. Dun! Wow, it's pretty. Are these like pieces of something? Sparkling gold, all broken up? It's a puzzle. I've never finished it, so I don't know what it looks like yet. It's something you've seen, but I've never seen before. My family runs the game store, right? Well, we sell unusual games from around the world. Years ago, I found this in the back of the shelf covered with dust, so I took it for myself. This puzzle is a memento of my grandpa, so I like it especially well. A memento? Your grandpa died, Yugi? Oh, I guess that really does make it special. They say this puzzle was found in Egyptian ruin. Egypt, huh? See, there's these hieroglyphs carved around the box. I bet they say something like, "Whosoever solves this puzzle shall be granted one wish." You know what I mean? Like the Dragon Balls. Maybe I'm dreaming. You're laughing at me. But look, I only told you, Anzu. Don't tell me, it's a secret. I get it, Yugi. Trust me. This puzzle is major hard. I've been working on it for 8 years, and I've never solved it. It's kind of depressing. Don't give up, Yugi. Your heart is into it. Yep, I'll do my best. So, what is it? Your wish? No way. That's absolutely positively secret. Super top secret vacuum seal for eternal storage. Damn, she makes me so mad. Who's the bully? Jonuchi. I think that would be us. Whoa! Ow! What were you saying about bullies? Nothing. You keep out of this, you. Nothing at all. Picking on people is bad. Yes, that is so true. Very, very true. Alright, you got it, buddy. Jonuchi, you know who you're picking a fight with? That's the ogre of hall monitors, Yugioh. He makes all the rules at the school. Even the teachers are too scared to say anything to him. Is he gone? Is he gone? You jerk! I couldn't breathe! Oh, that was close. Yugioh, I'm gonna get you one someday! Damn, life is so dull. Oh, by the way, I got something interesting. Huh, what'd you get? Ta-da! I snuck it out of Yugi's treasure box. I got a glimpse of it, but it looked like a puzzle. So if he's missing a piece, he can't solve it. Wow, good work, Jonuchi. I'll take it and do this. Dun dun dun. Splash. That's great. Treasure. Talks like some girl or something. That's what annoys me. Let's go. Ding dong, ding dong. School's out. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Okay. Let's get home and finish that puzzle. You're Yugi, aren't you? Huh? Yes? I'm Yugioh, the hall monitor. I want to ask you something. Are you being bullied by certain students in your class? What? Nothing like that happens to me. Hold on. Victims often defend their attackers, and I've been investigating. Especially you, Yugi. You can stop worrying, because I'm going to be your bodyguard from now on. There's nothing really going on, so, see you later. Thanks, though. I found a good dope. Just wait till tomorrow. What was that all about, weirdo? I'm Yugi. Huh? Anzu! I thought I'd come over to play. Hey, come on in! Ah! Here now, Anzu! It's rude to scream at people! Hey, hello! You said the puzzle was a memento of your grandpa. What's going on here? I meant it was going to be a memento. I'm not dead yet! Now, you've grown since I last saw you, Anzu. Especially your bust. Almost to the 32 mark. Okay, let's let this old geezer. Hey, Anzu, we can work on some puzzles in my room. Iced tea for us, Grandpa. What's this, Yugi? You still haven't given up on the puzzle? Who would give up? The Millennium Puzzle is beyond human understanding. It's too hard for you, and it has all sorts of unusual rumors attached to it. You say rumors? The Millennium Puzzle was discovered at the beginning of the 20th century. A team of British archaeologists took it out of the Pharaoh's crypt in the Valley of the Kings. However, afterward, all the team died mysterious deaths, and the last one said with his dying breath, "The Shadow Games." Yugi, that puzzle sounds kinda dangerous now. What? The Shadow Games? That sounds kinda cool. The hieroglyphs carved into the box say, "The one who solves me shall gain powers of knowledge and powers in the knowledge of darkness." So it really does grant your wish. Now I'm really fired up. I'll finish it no matter what. Hey, give that back! The price that would bring. You just want to sell it. Give it back! No way, it's the mental of my grandma. I'm not dead yet! Oh boy. Later that night, I always seem to get stuck here. Boy, it's really making me tired. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's morning. Boy, I must have really been out of it there. The next day, hey, pass the ball. I'm so tired. I stayed up late working on the puzzle. Yugi, could I have a moment? Yugioh, what did you want to show me? Just come with me. You'll like what you see. Ta-da! What? Shonachi! Honda! What in the world? What did you do? I told you, Yugi. I'm your bodyguard. I decided to teach these bullies a lesson, one they would never forget. And trust me, with the kind of beatdown I just did, you can guarantee they won't forget. But, Yugioh, this is way too much. Are you alright, Jonochi, Honda? Yugi, you bastard. Are you happy now? What? It's not true. You think I asked him to do this? Move it, Yugi. I'm not finished punishing them. Stop! What's this? You're protecting them? You're a strange one. This is your chance to get them back for everything they did to you, Yugi. Hit them, kick them, punch them, slap them. Just go crazy. I can't do that to my friends. Huh? Oh, you're a real winner. You crack me up, Yugi. You call them your friends? You're serious? These are the guys that pick on you every day. I've seen it for myself. Especially yesterday when they were tossing your box around. They weren't picking on me. They were teaching me how to be a man. Well, whatever. But remember, Yugi, you still have to pay what you owe. Bodyguard charges 200,000 yen, which in USA would be about $1,600. What? 200,000 yen? That's right, Yugi. You can take out for 200,000 yen. You can hit these guys all you want. You can take out your daily troubles on them. I think that's a pretty good deal. I mean, hey, I'm a fair guy. Oh, wait, what's this? You aren't satisfied until I hurt them even more? Is that what that look is supposed to mean? Don't touch these two anymore. If you're gonna hurt somebody, hurt me. What? Oh my goodness, you're beyond strange. You're crazy. All right then. If that's what you wish, crazy boy. I'll show you what happens if you don't pay up. Normally, I hate picking on people, but this isn't bullying. This is a warning. You, why are you doing this? If you had stayed quiet like you always do, if you didn't, you wouldn't get hurt. You're protecting us? I made a wish on the puzzle. I wished for friends. Friends I could count on. Friends who could count on me. No matter what. Friends who could count on me. I'll leave it at this. Bring the money tomorrow, got it? 200,000 yen, 1,600 USA dollars. Let me say that again. 200,000 yen and 1,600 USA dollars. If you break your promise, that won't be all you'll get. I'll teach you more pain with this knife in my hand. Let's just say I know how to cut up. Damn Yugioh. He's the worst of the worst. There's nothing I can do. He's so big and powerful. I couldn't touch him in 100 years. Damn. Is giving him all my money all I can do? Meanwhile at home... Ow. Ow. Oh, it hurts. I got 1,656 yen. What should I do? 200,000 yen, that's way too much money. What should I do? If I don't pay, he'll beat me up again. What am I doing working on the puzzle at a time like this? But I can't think of anything to do. Working on the puzzle at least makes me feel better. Let's see, that went in right here, and wow, get this piece in after you get the half turn, and this one go. It's strange. Solving this puzzle is unusually easy today, even though I feel awful. Ta-da! I did it! When I fit the last part in, it's done. Wait, it's gone! The last piece of the puzzle's gone! Oh, where is it? Where? It's gotta be somewhere. Maybe I dropped it around here. No, it's gone! The puzzle! I can never solve the puzzle! I'll never get my wish! Oh, I'm amazed you finished most of the Millennium Puzzle! But I couldn't finish it completely after all, Grandpa. Let's see. Yugi, you poured your heart into this puzzle for the last 8 years. And boy, did you really work on this thing. You should have a little more faith. Your wish will be granted. Huh? Ta-da! The final piece. Grandpa! Thank you! You found it for me! Here now. Yugi, I wasn't the one that found this now. Huh? A friend of yours came by and asked me to give it to you. Even though it wasn't raining, he was soaking wet. Who could that have been? Thank you anyway. He told me everything. He said his name was Jonuchi. He asked me not to tell you his name, but apparently I just did. He told me a thug named Yugioh was threatening you. I was worried about those bruises on your face. If this Yugi, the money is in your bag, if it can help you stay out of trouble. Good night, Yugi. Thank you, Grandpa, and good night. I'm finally gonna complete the Millennium Puzzle. I'm amazed. I'm so amazed that he finished that puzzle. But that's my grandson. It's written in the Book of the Dead that the one who solves the puzzle will inherit the Shadow Games and become the guardian of right and pass judgment on evil. Dun dun dun! Yu-Gi-Oh! Dun 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 dun. I think that Thug Yugioh might be the one getting into trouble. I can't believe Yugi called me out to the school at midnight. Yugi! Thanks for coming, Yugioh. Well, I gotta hand it to you. I can tell you're gonna be a good boy and give me the money like I asked. I don't like that weird costume, but that's okay. Now hand it over. The cash, the money, the 200,000 yen and 1,600 in USA dollars. Hand it over, boy! That's right. And I've raised it up double to 1,400 yen. 1,400,000 yen. 1,400,000 yen? I love the sound of that. But this is much money. It wouldn't be fun to just hand it over. How about you play a game with me? A game? Right. And not just any game. A shadow game. How about it? If you win, you get more than 200,000 yen. Not bad, huh? Interesting. All we need is one tool. That knife you got hidden, Yugioh. Everything is prepared. A knife and money? What kind of game can we possibly play with these? I'll explain the rules. The players take turn putting the money on top of their hand and stabbing it with the knife. The player keeps only the money that the knife stabs, and he must always take more than one bill. The game continues until the last bill is gone. The challenge is to take as much money as possible. If the player tries to take the money by hand or quit the game in the middle, he loses and forfeits all the money to the opponent. Doesn't that sound interesting? So it's basically a test of courage. Is this really Yugi? But if you break the rules, as punishment the penalty game decides your fate. Don't know what that means, but it sounds pretty interesting. Let's get started then. I'll start. I didn't even get 10 bills. Although I put my strength in it, these are not easy to stab. Your turn. Remember, if you use too much strength, you'll stab yourself. The point of the game is to control your greed. Shut your trap! Ha! Look at that! Over 100,000 yen! And not a mark on my hand! I should have stabbed harder! Not bad. But it gets harder to control your strength with each turn. There's a lot of money. This game's almost over. There's nothing to this game. The rest of this money is mine. Wait, what's wrong? I'm using too much strength. My right arm isn't listening to my brain. My arm, I can't relax my right arm. This is bad. My right arm is trying to swing down with all this strength, but it's aiming for the money and my left hand altogether. In the shadow games, a person's true nature is revealed to decide their fate. You show your right arm is being controlled by your greed. You can no longer stop it. What will you do? Will you sacrifice your left hand to get the money? You know what? I think that answer is going to be pretty simple. There is a way I can stab without hurting my left hand and getting all the money. You let me hold this knife and that's why you lose. I'm going to kill you. Die, Yugi! Just as I thought, you weren't able to follow the rules after all. That on your forehead. What? It's only seen by those who trespass my soul and hurt my friends and try to steal the money. Penalty game. The illusion of Avarice. Money. Oh my God, it's money! Money! There's money everywhere! They say money can make your head spin. But the only thing in your head is the illusion of Avarice. Game over. Good morning. Hey, look. What's with him? Could it be that he thinks those leaves are all money? Yuck, not just leaves in there, but garbage too. He looks happy. Oh, the money is mine. Oh, mine, mine, mine. I can't remember what happened after I finished the puzzle last night. The puzzle! I finally finished the Millennium Puzzle! My treasure! Yo, Yugi. Jonochi. How you doing? Fine, and you? It's nothing. This happens all the time. If you can keep a treasure, so can I. You want to see? I'll give you a hint. It's something you can show but can't see. Something you can show but can't see? Give up? Come on, it's friendship. Thanks for showing me that we're friends. Okay. Well, see you later in class. God, how can I say such corny stuff? What, Jonochi, you dropped your shoe! Jonochi! Okay, so now that I've read the Yu-Gi-Oh manga, it's time for a slight review of it. And yeah, if you're wondering about why suddenly why my location changed and also the somewhat quality of the video, that's because I ran out of space in my memory card on my video camera. So I had to, and I did not want to have to redo this like I had to do the Teen Wolf review, the action figure. So I'm finishing this with the webcam. That way, won't have to redo it. So let's. So now I can show you. Take this out there because I'm gonna go through and give a little bit of my 2 cents on what I think of this issue. Some of my thoughts and everything. So, reading through this, like I say, it's I've actually have looked through this series, this manga series, probably more than once. There was one time I actually, before I got like the entire collection like it is now, there was one point where I just had like these individual books, and yeah, I didn't have all of them completely, and I was sort of reading them off and on, even the Duelist one, but I got them all now. So, Puzzle of the Gods. You can see, you can see, hope y'all can see that here. See him holding the puzzle, and then him with Jonochi and Anzu. Notice that, it doesn't showcase Honda in there. Oh, and yeah, and of course, Jonochi is Joey, Honda's Tristan, and Anzu is Taya, of course. It doesn't showcase Honda in that picture that you just saw, even though he is in this story, both him and Joey, hanging out and everything. And so, I guess there's kind of a reason in my theory for that, but I'll get to that in a second once we get to the end of the book. So at the beginning, you see, everybody going to play basketball. Yugi's playing this little games and everything. Originally, of course, in the Japanese Season 0 anime, Yugi had a much more childish voice. I'm going to solve my puzzle now. It sounded better. It sounded better than what I just did. Yeah, that was the best that I could get. Not making fun of it, but that was just the best that I could make my voice sound to that. One reason why I also did it in Yugi's voice from the American dub of the TV show series we have here in America. Another because of that, like I say, I could do that voice better and more, and pretty much just do that voice better. So yeah, as you see, he talks about the puzzle and everything. They have mentioned references of this in the TV anime that we have here in America, but not a whole lot of it there because it was completely different from the manga. My bookmark's trying to get away from me. So, yep, and then of course you see Joey and Tristan there, Jonochi Honda, playing keep away with the puzzle. One thing I actually I don't hate the Season 0 anime, and I do recommend you check it out too. Definitely check out Season 0 anime. The only reason I like the manga better than the Season 0 anime, but there's still some things in the Season 0 anime that I actually enjoy watching it though. Yeah, there's some things that are really good in it, and also comparison to the manga, it's not too bad. But to me, I think I like the manga better because, especially for issue 1 or duel 1 as they call it, is the way Joey and Tristan are showcased. In the Season 0 anime, it was just Joey that came in messing around with Yugi's puzzle, and then Tristan showed up and he was talking about this whole beautification, sanitation, whatever, in order to try to impress this girl named Miho, which was an addition to the Season 0 anime. A real sweetheart addition, I'm not gonna lie. But there were some episodes where you would probably want to see the manga more so. Not saying that Miho was a bad character, but yeah, just the difference in the writing. Yeah, sort of like the difference between Tyler Perry's plays and the movie versions. Some cases you like the play version better. Some things you like the movie version better. But they both have something to take out of it, though. So, with this, I actually like it better that Tristan and Joey are both in on this, and it's not just all on Joey. Yeah, it's kind of and it really helps out later, because after this issue, spoiler alert. Well, spoiler anyway. Tristan is not shown at all until a much later issue. So you get a while of not seeing. Well, actually, yeah, there is a few times Tristan comes that kind of pops up here and there, but yeah, the whole thing between him and Yugi is not resolved until a later issue. Whereas at the end of this one, Joey and Yugi sort of resolve their differences, of course. You see the pictures in here where they're playing keep away. Yeah. So Joey's intention, yeah, you say he was trying to teach Yugi how to be a man and toughen him up some. Yeah, in a way, yeah, it's still kind of bullying, but yeah, when you read further into the manga, you kind of get why Joey is like this there. It's sort of like understanding Nuka in The Lion King 2, why he was as crazy as he was, because, he was trying to impress his mother, even if it meant doing the wrong thing. Jonochi has quite a past that makes him the way he is, and it's kind of tragic a little bit there, yeah, especially when you get further in the issues and actually see into what Jonochi's like outside of school. Tristan, on the other hand, I think he just sort of tags along with what Joey does and everything. They don't really show much of what he's like as far as outside of school, as far as like the way they do with Joey. Sort of like how Lion King 1.5, they put more focus on Timon than Pumbaa. So yeah, it's not really much. I think Tristan just sort of go along with what Joey does. And then of course you have Taya here, Anzu. I actually like her Japanese name, but I do like their English names are still good. That's what we grew up with. But after hearing her Japanese name Anzu, yeah, I really actually especially her Japanese name, which that shouldn't be no big surprise considering that was my high school crush. Yeah, Taya, aka Anzu, yeah, she was my high school crush. So yeah, They say she they it's stated that in the bio that she's sort of tomboyish there, sort of like Casey's character Julie. Even, but I guess not like majorly tomboyish. From my observation, I don't. It doesn't seem. I don't really see much of tomboyish actions there. So I don't know. Maybe there's a little hint of it there somewhere I overlooked there, but yeah. Also, probably. And also, yeah, as you can see, this book is definitely not meant for small children like the regular Yu-Gi-Oh series. Yeah, it's definitely not meant for kids. It's more like teenagers and young adults. Cause yeah, there is language there, as you heard me read a few dams and stuff, bastards, all that, Sailor Mouth a little bit, and also some content that yeah, as you can see, there's Yuki's puzzle there and everything, and also like I mentioned, oh yeah, right over here. Yeah, that's what Teo was mentioning about when she stated about why the boys allowed the girls to play basketball and was allowing them to make, let's see, how did she say it? She say they were passing to the girls a lot, and turns out they were trying to see up the girls' skirts whenever they made their shots. Yeah, there was that. Yeah. Yeah, Yugi's innocent and everything, but yeah, he kinda has those thoughts come through his head there, yeah. I think a big difference is that Joey and Tristan them are just more open more open to, perverts and stuff, like being kind of pervertic a little bit. Yugi's case is just kind of, I guess because he tries to keep somewhat of a sense of morale there, as we see in the show, but it's in his head. So yeah, definitely. And of course, there's the whole explaining about where the puzzle came from in ancient Egypt, which one thing the manga series also does. It actually is going to go all the way to Millennium World. There is a few things in the anime this manga skips. Basically, like the Virtual World arc and also Grand Prix and also the Doma arc. Yeah, a lot of those are skipped in the manga there. But also a lot of that has to do with the writing too there. So there's that. Yeah, then of course the big bully. The voice I did for the Bully U show is actually the same way his voice sounds in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D English dub. Yeah, when he was battling Yusei on the Dual Runner. So it's sort of similar to his voice in the 4Kids Yu-Gi-Oh! Version. Hey, just in time to see me mop the floor with these guys. But I think the 5D one actually was a little bit easier for me to do. And boy, they make him look scary too. That's some really good shadowing to really. I mean, this guy is not playing at all. It almost looks like he is a teacher, a really cruel teacher, by the way, if he was one. Oof. Of course, there's gonna be some bad teachers that will run across. Not saying all the teachers are not saying that all the teachers are bad, but in this book there are some not so good teachers that we run across, and that seems kind of be a thing in a lot of different animes. You have your good teachers that do their job and try to be good teachers and everything, but then you got some jerky teachers. Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna go and say it since this is not a kid friendly book. You got some assholes. Yeah, so I said it. Okay. Yeah, you got some teachers like that. So not all of them, but some of them. Yeah, and It's not just here in Yu-Gi-Oh, but you guys it's in other animes too and mangas. So it's kind of a thing, yeah. So, and of course Joey throws the puzzle out of the window. Yeah, there's that. Yeah, and then he mentions about how the fact Yugi is, really protective of his treasure, how that really kind of annoys him. Yeah, definitely more to dive into Joey's backstory in the later issues there. Yusho tries to get Yugi to, like, hey, I want to be your bodyguard, of course, for money, obviously. Yeah, he's sort of gonna really well, not so much trick Yugi, because Yugi's like, no man, I don't really need that there. But yeah, he's not gonna take no for an answer. He's like sort of like Mr. Swindler and Garfield and Friend. Not Mr. Swindler, but that salesman that tried to sell Garfield the elephant repeller. I never take no for an answer, especially from a cat. See, Taya comes to play with Yugi and meet his grandpa. Yugi mentioned that the puzzle was a memento of him for some reason, and then he explains that it was going to be a memento, I guess, when his grandpa passes. I'm not dead yet! Oh, yeah, like, I don't really get that part, but it is kind of humorous, though. Okay. And of course, Grandpa is kind of a little perverted there. It's shown in the anime, the Japanese version, not the 4Kids dub, but the Japanese version. Yeah, he kind of had that going. Because you see, he's asking about Taya's bust size. Oh, that makes you uncomfortable a little bit there, but yeah, hey, yes, Grandpa. Yeah, matter of fact, there was even. If you look at the Japanese cut of the Dungeon Dice multi-parter, Grandpa was actually was looking at when he looked at the TVs that were showing the duel and everything. When it showed the cheerleaders, the 4Kids dub, he was like, "Oh, what I wouldn't give for a TV set like that." Japanese version, he was checking out the cheerleaders like. Oh, yeah, Grandpa. It's almost like Abe Magoda in the Good Burger movie when the critic pointed out him looking at Roxanne. Roxanne. Well, I hadn't felt that in a while. So then, of course, Grandpa explains a little bit about the puzzle, the shadow games, and whatnot. And then, of course, he wants the puzzle back because he wants to try to make a buck off of it there. But, of course, Yuki's not going to let him have that there. And it's a brief little moment there. A little humor between Yugi and Grandpa. It's not bad, The rumble sort of like, when you see the dust clouds, when people be fighting, they put a dust cloud. So especially like in Pokemon with the primate fight. So, yeah, it's pretty funny. It's definitely got some humorous moments of its own. Yeah. So yeah, you don't need to put unnecessary jokes in there. Yeah, it's already got its humor. So, yep, then of course, Yusho, oh boy. He comes to, Yugi, he, definitely, has really, and this was actually shown in Yugioh Series, but yeah, it's a lot more brutal here of what he done to Joey and Tristan. Another reason why it makes sense that Tristan was just sort of tagging along with Joey doing what he was doing and not doing the whole, now he has to try to make himself look good in front of Miho and all that. And it wouldn't been nothing wrong with the Miho thing, but it just not for the first episode though. Maybe like
later after they all become friends, I could see that. But yeah, because then the fact that he's beat up with Joey in the season 0 anime version didn't quite add up like it does here in the manga. Yeah, the manga actually makes a lot more sense of this there. And yeah, it's brutal, and I'm not saying it's good. Trust me, they say I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemies. But yeah, I'm just saying in context of the story writing, yeah. And of course, Yugi does try to get Yusho to back off of them, and despite what they've done to him, this is obviously having a code of morality. This is not what he wants to them or anybody. Yeah, and they say which is really good. Because I have people pick on me in school, but I wouldn't want something like that even to them, and even today, people have done me wrong, or said some stuff that was kind of hurtful, but I wouldn't really wish anything like that what Yusho did to Joey and Tristan on them, or even do that myself, because that's not going to make me any better than them, which is a good thing to be shown here. One of the things that really that's really good about Yugi's character, and also this is what kind of touches Joey to Yugi actually seems like a pretty good dude, and also kind of shows Joey that Yugi is a lot stronger than he thought. I know you see in the image Yusho is thrashing Yugi, but the fact that Yugi put himself in that position to get in order to pretty much prevent Joey and Tristan from possibly getting killed. In order to protect them. That is actually a pretty that's more than just strength. That's pretty honorable there. And Joey sees that, and this is definitely would make Joey to make the decision that he's about to make later in this issue. Tristan, however, on the other hand, it takes him a little bit longer to sort of, come, to being friends with Yugi. He doesn't, after this, Tristan doesn't pick on Yugi anymore or anything like that. But he's sort of, you'll see him. I think there's an issue where he does show up, just briefly, but not for too long. But he seems like he kind of keeps his distance from Yugi, and it's explained later that he feels like Yugi has a grudge against him, even though Yugi protected him. If he protected you, man, why would he have a grudge against you? So, but this kind of, like I say, it's just a little different between the two. Like I say, Joey right away changes after this, but it takes a while for Tristan there. Yeah. Yeah, you could. And of course, that's the knife that he uses, that they would use later also. Oh boy. And of course, he gets the puzzle together, but he's missing that one piece, of course. Right there. Grandpa assures him, don't give up, Yugi, and shows him the missing piece, which apparently he explains that Joey brought that by. Remember, Joey earlier threw that piece in the river, so that explains why Joey was all wet when he got there. He went in the river, and he was and I gotta say, that was pretty convenient. Joey got really lucky that he was able to find that. So that was. But I tell you what, Joey probably felt, this dude stuck up for me. So let me go get this piece back for him. I shouldn't have picked on him, Yeah, that's really big turnaround of a character arc there, of a character development. And like I say, Tristan would later on, but at first he seems like he just kind of keeps his distance from Yugi, thinking that yeah, Yugi is still mad at him or something. Yeah, so yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense because yeah, sometimes people can be confused by different actions that other people do unintentionally. Yeah, so yeah, I guess yeah, it is kind of understandable that maybe Tristan took it that way. Um, Grandpa, of course, gives him the money and everything, but we all know Yusho ain't gonna get that money because Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh boy. Yep, like we see here. Dun 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 dun. And if this was dubbed by 4Kids, we'd hear Dan Green. I challenge you to a game. Yeah, yeah. Like when these books were first written, yeah, it wasn't. It's not. It was more than just Duel Monsters. Yeah. So of course they go into the challenge. One good thing I think is better here with the manga is the knife and the money thing. Yeah, it's a pretty daring trick, but I actually like this one since the book is already a darker tone and is already making that well known. So this actually matches with the dark tone of the book. In the Season 0 anime, they were picking up money off of a wall. I think like cards actually off a wall, and they were hanging by these ropes, and then Yusho did something to cheat, and he got swallowed by a shadow beast, which actually turned out to be in his head. And when they woke the next morning, he was shivering in a corner somewhere. So, yeah, they sort of watered it down a bit. It's still kind of dark, but compared to this, that actually was kind of a watered down way of doing it. But still kind of dark, and also there was still other stuff in even the anime version that still is more adult-like. So I guess a watered down adult version, I guess. But still worth checking out. Don't get me wrong. So yeah, the knife and money. One way to look at the knife and money thing, like you see a closer look here, like you got the whole thing of money on his hand. So I guess apparently Japanese yen is not as easy to put your blade through as American money, especially a stack of it there. Yeah, if you put a stack of American money, it probably would be hard to stick a knife through easily. It probably would take a while to get your knife all the way through. But I guess the yen must be harder than the American money. That's what I'm assuming. Because they have to keep going back and forth with this thing. And yeah, that's a pretty daring game, yeah, but definitely matching the dark tone of the book. Yeah, so apparently yen is a lot harder based on the observation of this comic there. Or manga, I mean, sorry. Yusho, of course, is going to try to cheat, of course, because of course he wants all the money and he's very greedy. So he tries to take the knife and go at Yugi, of course, or other Yugi as he's called there, which we all know years later we find out that he's a Tim. Yeah. And of course, Yugi's able to evade the knife and penalty game. And of course, the penalty game is him seeing an illusion of money, I guess, for the rest of his life. So I guess for the rest of his life, he's going to see nothing but money, and not sure how exactly that would end. But yeah, he probably, I guess if he ever snaps out of that, he's probably going to wake up in a nut house somewhere. Just saying, that's probably a possibility because he's in a thing of leaves and garbage thinking it's money. Yugi realizes that he finished the puzzle, and of course Joey becomes his friend and everything. Yeah. So, and one thing he states in there, the thanks for showing me that we're friends. Oh, that's right. Joey mentioned about that he had a treasure, something you can see, that you can show but can't see, and his friendship, of course. So there actually was something similar to that done in the Yu-Gi-Oh! 4Kids anime. What can be seen but not seen, and it was friendship, of course, but it was also used in another way for the duel against Joey and Mai with the perfume thing. Yeah. So yeah, 4Kids. 4Kids. He was like, I gotta find a way to beat Mai. If she's not psychic, there must be something else she's doing. And yeah, he was doing it. So yeah, he was He was kind of concentrating. But Japanese version, it wasn't so much concentrating. He was actually feeling that he wasn't going to win, and what was going to happen to his sister Serenity. Is this what it's like, a world of darkness, when she loses her eyesight? Yeah, the Japanese version was actually kind of tragic. Until, of course, he found the way to win. But yeah, so overall, with Duel 1 or Issue 1 of the Yu-Gi-Oh manga, definitely a very good read. I definitely liked it. It's definitely. I still recommend you check out the Season 0 anime and the manga version both together for comparison to see what you think between the two. But in my opinion, I believe the manga version of the first issue is a lot better, especially how Joey and Tristan are showcased, and also how the shadow game that Yugi plays with Yugioh is. It actually matches more with the dark tone that this particular series sets up there. So yeah, it works better in writing wise. It works a lot better, sort of like how well dark tone shows like Digimon Tamers are, for example. Yeah, so yep, definitely very good. And that's all I got to say for it. If you enjoyed what you saw here and everything, definitely give it a like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Definitely buy some of our available comic books. Also check out the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga and Season 0 anime. And support us on Patreon, even if it's just $1 a month. We definitely would appreciate that. And you'll be hearing, and there definitely is going to be more. Each video is going to be reading an issue, then going back and reviewing it. So definitely look forward to seeing more of that. Also, I will be doing more of my old story history. I think my next is the history of Digimon Tamers. Should be the next video in my old stories, because I found and there's also some props I got for this one. Yeah, so definitely be looking out for that when I get around to doing that, as well as reading more Yu-Gi-Oh manga and other videos. Until then, we will see you later. Take care, everybody.